What is going on, guys? I thought I would post up this video today because I know a lot of people start asking me about, how do you shop on a budget? How do you eat healthy all the time? Organic food's expensive, a whole bunch of things like that, right? You hear it all the time, and it makes sense. Eating healthy is expensive, but I pretty much want to share with you guys like really, really simple ways that you can make better choices. So while I'm doing this, all right, let's go. Let's go into my kitchen. Let me show you guys exactly what I do. So this way you're going to be able to save money, right? I'm telling you right now, the amount of money you can save by not wasting food, by just choosing simpler options, because we don't always have to buy organic, grass-fed. Like, yes, they're the best. Grass-fed is always going to be better than normal. Organic is always going to be better than normal because of the pesticides and things like that. But even though it's going to be better, doesn't mean you have to do it that way. What I would suggest is start looking at things first to find out, okay, what's on special. So I want to give you guys a little bit of an example. At the moment, yesterday I went and picked up some pumpkin, right? But I didn't pick up any pumpkin. I picked up a Jarradale one because it was on special. And that's the first thing you always want to look at. What are the food items that are on special in the fruit and vegetables section? And they're always going to be the foods that are in season, okay? So at the moment, I went and bought a whole bunch of nectarines and mandarins. Why? Because they're in season and they're cheaper. And when you always look at what's in season, you're going to be able to buy cheaper food. So that's the one thing. You always look at what's in season and it's so much easier. Now, the second thing I want to share with you guys is buying frozen. So, you guys can buy frozen mixed vegetables, right? And the best thing about mixed vegetables is they're so easy for you guys to use, right? You can literally just pull these out, chuck them in the microwave, and it even says here, chuck it in the microwave for a couple of minutes, if you can see that. Microwave, and it's good to go. So let's say if you're going to prepare meals for the week, and you just have a whole bunch of frozen veggies you can pull out every day, it's way easier to do that than to go buy broccoli, cauliflower, all those type of things that end up going off by Wednesday, and then you have to go shopping again. So one thing that I also love to buy, look, these are just normal. There's nothing different between the brands. So if I just get a Woolworths cauliflower and broccoli florets, I've got 500 grams for $2. And I can throw that in there every time. And then the same type of thing with spinach, right? I just go and pick up some spinach. This is $1 a bag for spinach. And if you're spending a couple of dollars on fruit and vegetables instead of just going to spend like all the luxurious organic food, yeah, like I would suggest if you can, go and buy the organic food. But if you can't, don't stress about it. What's more important is you're getting the vitamins and nutrients you need in your body. Another thing I recommend is buy things in jars, okay? So buy olives, buy all those things you can keep in jars. And the same goes for meat. I know meat is pretty expensive at the moment, and people kind of always go, oh, I can't have chicken breast, or I can't have white fish, or I can't have... Look for what's on special. So I literally picked up a kilo of diced beef yesterday because it was on special. So now what I can do is that I can get that diced beef, I can put it in for a couple of days, and then I can freeze the rest of it. So I'm pretty much saving myself $4 or $5 or $6, right? Just from buying meat that's on special that week. So this week might be pork. Next week might be diced beef, like I said. The week after that might be chicken. Always look for things on special because it's so much easier. And when you start looking at things that are in season, things that are on special and frozen, you save yourself money because a lot of food doesn't go to waste. And another good way you guys can do is to make sure you freeze your food if you're buying in bulk. If there's a special on chicken breasts, and let's say they're usually $11, right? But this time the chicken breasts are $6. Why not buy 2 or 3 kilos at a time, buy it in bulk, cut it up, and then freeze it? So that way, it's easy. Like, you've saved yourself $10. If you buy 2 kilos instead of 1 kilo, and you've prepared for the next couple of weeks, and you've got it in the freezer, when you need it, it's there. And so it's so much easier if you're buying. Like, I know, guys, I know how much of a struggle it is to try and afford food all the time. We can't buy all those luxury things. So always look for it. There's nothing wrong with buying healthier food that's cheaper, that's not organic, and that's not grass-fed, but it's still healthy and full of nutrients, right? So, like, let's say green capsicums are on special this week instead of red capsicums. Well, then buy green capsicums. Let's say potatoes that are unbrushed are cheaper than white potatoes that are brushed. So buy the unbrushed ones and then just wash them at home. Like, save yourself a couple of bucks. And then when you're buying things on special all the time, long life milk is another thing. Long life milk can actually be cheaper than normal milk. Sometimes, not always, but sometimes you'll find a long life milk special and like, $1 a litre. Go stock up on a couple of long life milks. You've got these options out there. So always just keep an eye on things for special. Write down a list of what you need. So if you need broccoli, you need cauliflower, you need all that stuff, write it all down. Go to the food market or go to wherever you're going to go. Go to Woolworths, go to Coles, wherever you're going to go. And then think, okay, so if I need to get broccoli and cauliflower, it's going to take some time. Go and have a look how much the broccoli and cauliflower is. Is it on special? If it's not, go to the frozen vegetable aisle and go and buy them. Freezing actually doesn't kill off the nutrients or anything if you stay, like, good question, Chase, about freezing. So the best thing about veggies frozen is they're actually frozen at they're snap frozen, right? So they're actually frozen at their nutrient peak, which means you get all the nutrients from that. So you're actually getting a full bunch of nutrients from frozen cauliflower and broccoli. Now, think about that. If you're going to have the full amount of nutrients from that frozen broccoli or cauliflower, or what you could do is you go and buy normal cauliflower and broccoli. Well, after a couple of days, you're not getting as much nutrients in it. So you're probably going to be getting more nutrients, right, if you actually go and get frozen because they're snap frozen, which is at their peak. And that means when you actually have it and, you cook it up, you're going to be having them with all the nutrients in it. So don't stress about frozen. They still have full nutrients. This also goes for berries. Berries are really expensive, but they're full of antioxidants, right? When you go and look at the frozen berries, completely fine. And all you really need to do is buy home brand too. There is nothing wrong with buying home brand, like I showed you guys before, right? So you can buy so many different varieties. All I did was I bought the Aldi organic home brand raisins, right? And if you look at the ingredients list from a home brand compared to a normal brand, there is no difference. So buying home brand is another great idea. Buy Coles, buy Woolworths, buy Aldi, buy all that stuff. It's not about, oh, well, this is as good as quality. It's about you're still getting good quality at the end of the day. If you look at the ingredients and there's no difference, then don't stress. Look for meat that's going to go off in a couple of days, not a couple of days, but you look at those type of things and you can always pick up specials. So I just want to go over it again for the people who have just joined so I can share with you one more time. First thing you want to do is keep a food list of what you need to buy for the day, right? So do you need to get broccoli, cauliflower, what type of fruit do you need to get, all those things. Then when you go into the food section, keep an eye out for what's on special, okay? What's in season. So mandarins, nectarines, mangoes, all those things are in season at the moment. They are the time to buy it. And they're the best things to have because they're so ripe, they're so good, and they're cheaper. So you buy the things that are in season. And then you look at the other food that you need. Okay, is it on special? Well, what if I go and buy in bulk? If I want to get some chicken breast for the week, so it's a kilo for $7 instead of $11? Well, then you might as well buy 2 kilos to save yourself some money. And then the third thing you want to look at is buying frozen. So the food you actually buy isn't going to go off and rot and stink in a couple of days, and then it's going to put you off it again. So really simple things like this are going to allow you to save a fair bit of money. I will do all I can to try and save some money because I don't have a lot to spend on food. Like I said, organic, grass-fed, all those things are going to be the best at the end of the day, but not everyone can afford it. So don't stress if you can't. Just think about making the healthier choices. That's the most important thing. So guys, I hope that you've learned how to shop on a budget. Pretty simple stuff. Keep some home brand, look for specials, make sure that you're buying in bulk, and buy frozen. That's it, and I'll speak to you guys next time.